and welcome to my channel. My name is Aziza, the graphic novelist, or AzizaTGN for short. I am a solo comic writer, and today I am here with you to do a review of the comic printer, Comix Wellspring. Now, some quick background about me and my projects. I have been writing for 2 years, and as of September 2022, I've written 3 different stories. The first is The Kaaiman's Cry, which is a horror action comic. The second is a fantasy mystery novel called The Locket of Devise. And the third is The Crosswick Monster, which is part of the second issue of the Cincinnati Cabinet of Curiosities. Now, The Kaaiman's Cry, as well as The Locket of Devise, were originally created to be on Comixology, or as we know it now, KDP. Meaning that they were meant to be webcomics, meaning that they were RGB in terms of their color profile, and they were meant to basically stay online. However, with a couple of conventions coming up that I'm very excited to be doing in October, I wanted to have a couple of physical copies that I could sell at said convention. I've noticed that there's a customer base that really likes to see comics online, and there's a customer base that really enjoys the physical copies. So with my first convention coming up in October, I decided to print a couple of copies. That way I had physical copies to sell at my first convention. And hence I started looking around at different companies to figure out where I should print my comic. The reason why I went with Comix Wellspring was first and foremost their quoting system on their website. It was super easy to go through. You knew pretty quickly what it would cost you and what your options were, which I found really convenient since I wanted to price my comics so that I made at least some profit. Another thing that I really enjoyed was the fact that you had the option to lower the cost of your books if you let them place an ad in your comic. I ultimately ended up deciding against that, which I'll go through later on as to why I picked not including their ad into my book, but I like the fact that there's a chance for you to get a lower cost. Another reason I really enjoyed Comix Wellsprings and why I chose them is that their templates and their background information is really easy and simple to not only locate but understand. So uploading into their system was really easy. Also, the way that you submit your files I really enjoyed. I actually ended up using 2 different methods to upload my documents and both worked. But instead of actually having to compress and send your file to Comix Wellspring, they have an area where you just insert a link to like a Dropbox or a Google Drive. I ended up using Google Drive, and it was super easy. So it was literally 2 seconds to submit your file. However, the number one reason why I picked Comix Wellspring was because they were still offering physical proofs. With this being my first time actually printing my comics, I wanted to be able to see and look and flip through the pages and get a feel for what my final product would look like. So I ended up getting physical proofs for both of my stories. The first one was Locket of Devise. For this one, I actually ended up having to submit changes, which the changes process was also very easy. You simply just uploaded your new changes either to a folder that you had shared with them, and then they would go in. My first original proof for the Locket of Devise, which is the fantasy mystery comic, was slightly fuzzy, and I think that was due to the fact that I had overcompressed the files when I tried to put it in a PDF format to just upload. For that reason, when I resubmitted my changes, I didn't do anything to the files. My artist had sent me the pages that were already the correct format and TIFF. So I literally uploaded every single page into a Google Drive folder and shared that folder with Comix Wellspring. And they quickly fixed it and sent me the proof. I think I received my first proof for the Locket of Devise within 2 weeks of submission. However, my changes I got within almost 48 hours. In fact, the shipping was so quick, I think I got the second proof before I got the UPS notification that they had emailed me my second proof for approval. But it was nice that I didn't have to go back and worry about recompressing the files or doing anything different. I just simply had to upload the TIFFs that my artist had submitted to me, and it was super simple. Another benefit was that I didn't have to have one file type when I uploaded the documents into the Google Drive. The cover, as well as the inside pages, which are all colored by the way, were all TIFF format. However, since I was doing a physical proof, I wanted to have a back cover as well as some inside covers, just to, have something a little special, something a little different for the comic. So I ended up making pages within Canva, which is super simple. And for my back page, I made sure that I had all of my socials. And this is why I ended up not going with the Comix Wellspring ad. These are my first 2 comics, and I really want to get my information out there. So I could have redesigned or made extra pages, but I decided to just go ahead and own the document back to front. So when I submitted my files for the Locket of Devise the second time, my pages were TIFFs. My inside front cover, inside back cover, as well as the actual back cover were actually print PDFs in CMYK from Canva, and you can't tell the difference between the different file formats. They all blend in. It seems like one cohesive document, and the book ended up looking beautiful. It looks just like what you would see in Canva. In fact, it might be even a bit more vibrant, and I really enjoy the final product. So that was the proof for the Locket of Devise. The Kaaiman's Cry I actually put into PDF, and I had no issues with it. I don't know, I just didn't overcompress, I believe, so I don't think I ended up having that issue. And it turned out, again, beautifully. There are some colors that I was a little concerned about not showing up in print, just because there's a lot of blues that are very vibrant on the Comixology version, and I didn't see any variation from that. Everything looks really, really good, really, really nice and clean and vibrant, and all of the scenes play out the way that they needed to. So I was really, really happy with how the Kaaiman's Cry as well as the Locket Devise final proofs came through, and hence I ended up submitting my order, and I think it took about a week for me to get all of my copies. I ended up ordering 50 copies of both. I wasn't really sure how I would do at my first convention, so I wanted to be a little reserved but still have enough to hopefully sell through a day or two. So both comics ended up coming in UPS boxes, I think because it was only 50 comics in each. And within each box, the comics are actually wrapped again for protection. So it's 2 packages that are like this in each box. So I'm assuming it's 25 in each. So on camera, I'm going to open up the secondary bag and we'll see what it looks like. There shouldn't be any surprises though. I've really enjoyed my experience with Comix Wellsprings. Just kidding, I'm gonna cut this. Very secure packaging. So yeah, this is the Locket of Devise. It's 25, I'll be going through and double checking just to make sure, but it's 25 printed copies of the comic. They're staggered back and forth, I'm sure, for protection. And I'll go ahead and open it, but I'm pretty sure it'll look just like the physical proof. So yeah, there you go. There's literally no difference between the two, which is good. Everything is looking the way it's supposed to. And I'm just really happy. So in terms of the final, takeaway, Comix Wellsprings was a fantastic company to work with. They had great customer service. I ended up calling them because I had a couple concerns, and the people were very professional, very kind, very understanding about the fact that, I had some questions and I just wanted to make sure that some things were clarified, and there was just no issues. I will definitely be using them again in the future for future comic printing endeavors. So if you liked my unboxing or like the content, feel free to subscribe below. Can't believe I'm saying that. It's finally happening, finally launching my channel. And Feel free to look me up on social media. You can find me at AzizaTGN on Facebook, IG, or Twitter. Or feel free to look for me on my website. So I hope you enjoyed our first video, our soft launch of our YouTube channel, of my YouTube channel, and I will see you around. Bye.